Whistleblower drops hard evidence, Biden, Obama, Hillary executed SEAL Team 6, audio proof. Must video. The true story about the murders of SEAL Team 6 and Osama bin Laden is finally coming to light. A CIA whistleblower has come forward with signed documents, video, photos, and a multitude of other evidence that are said to be clearly incriminating of Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden and John Brennan, according to the Next News Network, a news channel on YouTube with over 1.76 million subscribers. Alan Harrow Parrott, a CIA whistleblower, was live with Gary Franke reporting on Next News Network. Parrott is an expert on the Middle East and has lived there for over 20 years. Parrott also spoke with Tyron Woods' father, Charles Woods. Tyron was a sniper on SEAL Team 6 on the roof when the alleged raid occurred, and I say alleged because bin Laden wasn't there. According to the report, all the documents were released to a member of Congress and will be made public soon. They are undeniable. A high-ranking general has reviewed all the evidence and said it cannot be disputed. The voices on the tapes, the signatures on the documents and photos make it noticeably clear who is saying what and who did what. Hillary ordered the hit on bin Laden as she wanted to help secure Obama's re-election. But she didn't tell Obama that the hit was off the ground until he couldn't call it off. Now here is where Iran comes into play. They had moved bin Laden to Pakistan, and before the raid they moved him back to Iran. It was a double cross all the way. Parrott said a double agent provided fake DNA to the CIA station chief in Abbottabad, Pakistan. SEAL Team 6 and Obama were only told after. Hillary Clinton and Leon Panetta threatened Obama if he said anything they would go to the press, killing his chances for a second term. SEAL Team 6 killed the decoy, and they were told to throw the remains over the mountains. There was no burial at sea, nor was there any DNA of the real bin Laden. The religion of Islam forbids burial in water, and a body must be buried with their head facing Mecca. That just didn't happen. John Brennan told everyone to lie. Iran blackmailed the United States for the $152 billion, or they would tell the real story. $2 billion was sent back to the United States for bribes to certain high-ranking officials. The McCain Foundation is also mixed up in this, and as the days pass I am sure we will find out. How do we know all of this? Reporter Anna Cray saw all of the evidence. Thousands of pages of documents and recordings now safely in a trusted member of Congress's hands. Anna also stated that Stinger missiles were sent from Libya to Syria to take out SEAL Team 6 for their part in the ordered cover-up. All of this information has gone viral over the last 2 days, and the mainstream media will not report it. Hillary, Obama, Biden and Brennan didn't think Trump would ever get elected, and now they fear they will be exposed. They had their hand in every accusation against Trump, including the so-called dossier, the pandemic and the economic crash. What was thought of as a trophy for Obama is now an albatross around the necks of the people mentioned above. Let's see where it all goes and if they are tried for treason. I have a feeling this won't be swept under the rug and could shatter what little is left of Biden's run. Maybe orange will look good on all of them. After all, I'm Zhu Sayan.
You'd think he'd know not to lie about something so obvious. He said it was a Muslim burial at sea. Nonsense. And so this big lie that you see, Biden, Hillary, and Clinton worked this agreement with Iran. They trusted Iran to move bin Laden to Pakistan. He did. He was there. But then they trusted Iran to keep him there. They moved him out back to Iran. And then the communication from Iran to Obama was, hey, we got your neck in a noose. Give us all this money. $152 billion. $2 billion on an airplane pallet was paid out for the secrets I wish to reveal now and to the president under the terms of misprision and treason. That is to say, this is a secret. These are secrets worth $152 billion paid by President Obama. And Vice President Biden paid with the blood of SEAL Team 6 when he had them killed.
So it's blackmail and extortion then.
Blackmail and extortion.
Now,
Iran commandeered.
You have the documents to prove
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Now,
Iran. Yes, sir.
I was going to ask you if you have those documents. are you willing to personally deliver those to President Trump if he were to provide the transportation and the guarantee of safety for you to do that?
Well, I'm not concerned about safety. There's always an invisible hand that protects us, and we're on the winning team. America's on the winning team.
Not one sparrow falls to the ground outside of God's will.
Yes. It would be my pleasure and my honor to bring this material to President Trump. There's a massive amount, terabytes, documents, video, audio. It needs to go to the president.
I will do everything that I can to get this video.
Right, we are live, guys, across Periscope, Twitter, YouTube. Everyone, make sure, let me know if the audio is working well. What is going on? There's so much breaking. So much going on. But I have to tell you guys, I'm here with Charles. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. I'm here with Charles Strange, guys. Charles Strange, father of Michael Strange, SEAL Team 6 Gold Squad. He was killed in action. He was one of the SEALs that was taken down. He has been talking about his story for many years. And we all know, even I wasn't even aware of, I wasn't a conservative at that time, and I knew something was wrong when that happened. Charles, so thankful that you're here. All this news is breaking. We have a CIA whistleblower who has come forward with so many files and documents. We have so many other people coming forward testifying that this is absolutely accurate. We also have a well-known general who said that this is spot on. What can you tell us about your son? And let's start with this. Who is your son? Your son, Michael Strange. Yes, tell me his story, because I've seen you before years ago. We might as well just go through his whole story and what you saw and what he told you.
Well, Michael is my oldest son, Michael Strange. He joined the Navy and rose through the ranks, and he was in Hawaii, and he was a cryptologist, code breaker. And he came up with some gadgets, and they moved him to SEAL Team 6. He was had to buy a home down there in Virginia in Little Creek, and he was assigned to SEAL Team 6, the Gold Squad. His call sign was Gold Yankee 4. He loved what he did. He loved the country. He loved Philadelphia. That's where we're from, family and his friends. And he took off from there. And when he was down in Virginia, I would go down and see him and visit him and different things. And I was, very impressed. They gave him a lot of money to buy a home down there. He was 21, and he got put on SEAL Team 6 and for his cryptology and code breaking. He was also like 3% body fat, which helps, and he loved what he was doing. And I'll tell you what, we've been fighting for answers for 9 years now, me and the families. And what happened, April 2011, Michael called me. He said, "Dad, everything's getting shut down for 2 weeks. You won't hear from me." I said, "What?" And, as a father, I'm like, "What's going on? What's going on?" He said, "Well, if something happens, Dad, you'll hear about it." And, of course, May 1st, the killing of Osama bin Laden. And Michael was part of that squad and part of going in there and everything. He came home in June. He never told me he was part of killing bin Laden. And he came home June 6th, which was his birthday, and a month after the bin Laden raid, and he grabbed me by the bicep. He said, "Dad, you won't believe what's going on in this country." I'm like, "What, Michael?" And he started pacing back and forth. He said, "Dad, you wouldn't believe what's going on." I'm like, "What's going on, Michael?" And he wouldn't talk about it, but he started talking about a will. I'm like, "Why are you talking about a will, Michael? What's going on here?" And he stayed the weekend, and he stopped at my sister's house in Fishtown in Philadelphia, told her about the will, his brother about the will, his friends about a will, and something he never did before. And I think in hindsight, you look back and part of the bin Laden thing, he'd be proud and that, but just the opposite. Like, he was worried something was going on, and not many things spooked my son. And he called me, and he left, and he called. He said, Dad, I'm going back over to Afghanistan. I'll see you for Thanksgiving with Aunt Maggie's house. And 94 days later, he was on this helicopter called Extortion 17. And we got the knock on the door August 6, 2011, that 30 Americans were killed and 8 Afghans that were on there. And, you know, you're never the same.
And your son was one of them. He was only 21 years old.
25 then. He was with SEAL Team 6 for 4 years. And, yeah, 38 men got killed, 30 Americans, and Bart the dog. So you're out of your mind. You're hearing about this on television. It was all over the world. And October 2011, we go down to Little Creek. A guy by the name of Brigadier Jeffrey Colt did the investigation on the 30 men being killed. He did that in 2 weeks. And I got to back up. He gets killed August 6, 2011. I go to Dover with all the other families to see the bodies come in. And then Barack Hussein Obama came up to me in Dover 2011, and he grabbed me by the arms. He said, Michael changed the way America lived. Michael, and I grabbed President Obama. I said, I don't need to know about my son. I need to know what happened here.
Right.
And when I grabbed him, the Secret Service guys grabbed me. And then Obama came back and he went to give me a hug. And I said, are we going to have a congressional hearing about this? And Obama whispered in my ear, we're going to look into this very, very, very deep. And never heard a word. October 2011, we go down to Little Creek. 60 of the parents are down there. Jeffrey Colt does the investigation. In 2 weeks, about 30 men dying. And he was really talking about the pilots, this guy Jeffrey Colt, Brigadier Jeffrey Colt, who got promoted. I just want to let you know that. He got promoted after doing the investigation, just like the guy that did the Pat Tillman investigation got promoted, the phony story. So after the Jeffrey Colt tells us what happens, he told us it was a lucky shot by an RPG 100 yards in the pitch dark. I stood up. I said, lucky shot. All our sons are dead. What's wrong with you? And there's a couple of people had to calm me down, and they gave us a folder at the end, and you don't look at it because you just hear about how your son died. And they told us that everybody was burned beyond recognition because of the fuselage and the fire and all this. And December, I called up 2011. I got Dover to send me the autopsy report, and Michael wasn't burned at all. Anna, he wasn't burned. You could see him just like this. Oh. Like he was having a gun in his hand. And this folder we get from Jeffrey Colt, we open it up, and there's 25 pages in there. And you can see the first page, but as you open it up, there's no ink. There's no toner. You can't read it. And there's a disc in there. And I called up Admiral Sean Pybus. He was the commander-in-chief of CENTCOM at the time. I said, Admiral Sean, I got a bad copy here. Can you send me another copy of the report? He said, well, Charlie, we burned it. I said, you burned it? My son dies in August. You burned the report in October, but you're out of your mind. You're not thinking. You know what I mean, Anna? You're like, huh? But there was this disc in there. And in the disc, you put the disc in, and all these little black boxes pop up. And I can't figure it out. None of the other parents can figure it out. And my wife, Michael's stepmom, she figures out how to download it. We get 1,364 pages.
Wow.
And then we were writing letters to the family in Florida, a couple of the other parents, because they were asking how we know all this information. Don Brown, who wrote the book, Extortion 17, Betrayal and all that. And all of a sudden, we had a press conference. We had Larry Klayman helping us out from Judicial Watch. He runs Freedom Watch now. We had Alan West, General Boykin, General Valet, a Navy SEAL, some of the parents. And we were asking questions. And there was a lot of media there, Anna. But nobody played it.
Right. And on top of that, the media attacked the families and labeling them as conspiracy theories. When you just want to know what happened to your son, something doesn't make sense. I think that the majority of Americans realized that something does not make sense. And what's amazing is that I got to see a lot of the documents from the families today. I released them on Twitter. Extensive amount of evidence that backs up everything that CIA whistleblower Alan Perot is releasing and is about to release. The transcripts are coming out, guys. If you check Nick No's Twitter as well, science is news, something like that. And you can see the transcripts coming out, the documents that are being released right now as well. And it all corroborates with what the CIA whistleblower is saying. And I just met Charles Woods the other day, and I don't know how I stumbled into this patriotic, American history breaking right now. What we need is justice for your son, justice for Charles Woods' son, Tyrone Woods, who was killed. He was a sniper on the roof. We need justice, and we also need truth to come out. Enough is enough. The media has been totally washing the story, calling you guys conspiracy theorists coming after you personally. And this is the time, because it is going viral. This information is going viral. What a critical time. I mean, this is the perfect time. There's so much coming out, not only on SEAL Team 6, Osama bin Laden, Benghazi is coming out, Fast and Furious is coming out. I mean, there's so much coming out, you guys. And it's mind-blowing. And guys, retweet this, make this go viral. Everything is corroborated. They will have nothing to say. There are no excuses. The Obama administration, the Obama-Biden administration lied to you, Michael. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I have so many names in my head. It's like
that's all right. That's all right.
Charles, thank you. There's so much going on. I'm trying to keep track. I'm waiting for a phone call shortly, but I have to say, it's absolutely mind-blowing. But please, is there anything else you want to?
There's so much information in that 1,364 pages. And it's 30 men died, 30 of our sons and daughters. What's going on in the Middle East? I think you heard it best. Don Jr., the president's son, said, he called 14 of these admirals and generals into a room and asked, what are we doing in the Middle East for 19 years still? If we got the bad guy, why are we still there?
Right.
And then the man pads is mentioned in that 1,300 pages. In 64 pages. Leon Panetta's name's mentioned in them 1,364 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Being from Philadelphia and construction worker, for them to tap my phone, the NSA, we won the first case in the history of America against the NSA. Judge Leon, he called it Orwellian state. Mm-hmm. Obama brought 14 lawyers in, and they said, oh, he's just a grieving Gold Star father. The NSA don't spy on people. Our lawyer held up the newspapers from the week before. 14 employees from the NSA fired for spying on their spouses. The Judge Leon flipped out. I mean, it's so much information. I'm not a conspiracy. I wasn't military, but I can tell you what, if there's 30 Taliban under the trees and there's Taliban on top of the roof and there's Taliban in front, the poor pilots that are flying the helicopter, Extortion 17, are looking at a GPS where to land at. Mm-hmm. And there's 6 IEDs planted where the landing site was. You tell me that's not a setup?
Such a setup.
This is crap. My son died. And then you're going to lie to my face? Mm-hmm. Somebody has to be held accountable. It's not just me. It's all the parents want to know.
That's right. You guys want to know the truth. And here's what's amazing. When Charles Woods and you guys all went live and you were talking about your sons, there were people who I know contacted Charles Woods, giving you guys information, documents, files, explaining what actually happened to your sons. And, what the CIA whistleblower has released, he's saying that, and this is released yesterday as well, that Osama was being housed and held in Iran, and there was secret communication between the Obama Biden administration and Iran in cahoots, trying to keep him, safe until the time is right to make a trophy kill. Iran last minute decided to take him out and and someone else was there, and your son realized that something was wrong. There is no coincidences with him coming to you and saying, Dad, we just did something. We were on a mission. Can't tell you what it is because it's classified to protect your life, because your life would be in danger. And then telling you that you need to make a will for him as soon as possible. As a father, I can't even imagine what you're thinking in that moment, and how scary that was. And obviously, this is the biggest secret in American history, and your son is a hero. That the media should never be tired of talking about him, about what happened. We need to know what happened, and the lies that occurred with 9/11, that we even got there in the first place, and all this stuff happened. There are so many lies, so many secrets, and I agree with you. I'm not a conspiracy theorist as well, but there's so many things do not make sense. And it's all starting to come to light. And I pray that everyone prays that that justice does happen, that there are hearings. Unfortunately, we do not control the House right now. There is a congressman that has the files, but we don't control the House. Nancy Pelosi is not going to do anything. We have the Senate. I know the Senate is busy with the Supreme Court justice right now going through. We're hoping this momentum keeps going. There are media outlets, alternative media. This is why, thank God for social media. I mean, we're going directly to the people, and the President Trump understands that as well. Go directly to the people. They are going to be forced to do something eventually, and I pray that is the case. I think that there is too much information that is coming out, that will come out, that is mind-blowing. And for those that are worried, why do we go to the media, and why is this all happening? Why don't you just release it? Well, it's good to have a well-known investigative journalist in the media that breaks the story, because it gives it credibility. And on top of that, it will be, hopefully talked about in the mainstream media, which probably won't happen until there are subpoenas, until we have an actual congressional hearing. I think that's the only time they're going to talk about it. But we're hopeful, Charles. We're hopeful. We're hopeful.
Thank you so much, Anna. We need to keep on pressing this out. 30 men died, but how about the other 8,000 men and women that died in Iraq and Afghanistan? I mean, what's going on over there? Like,
right.
You look at the Taliban, Al Qaeda. There's not that many of them. We could destroy them. And how about our? They say the hearts and minds. How about our hearts and minds? Like, we had a general, when they were telling us what happened, like Joni Marquez is huge. She was in the C-130 above extortion 17 that day. She asked to open up fires 8 times, and then she got denied because of rules of engagement. Joni Marquez, she's been on the news a few times talking about extortion 17. That poor girl, she seen my son alive. My son was alive for like 15 minutes, and nobody comes to help him. Like, this is crazy.
Unbelievable.
That's why we need to get the congressional hearing. We need to get the money you're talking about going to Iran. Like, are you kidding me? What's going on in this country today? Enough's enough.
For those wondering about the $152 billion, if you guys have not followed the story, you're watching this right now for the first time. Iran, the CIA whistleblower, is saying that $153 billion Iran nuclear deal under Obama administration that he pushed through before he left. Apparently, that was blackmail, extortion. Iran was going to release the truth about SEAL Team 6, the Gold Team, what happened to them. But they said, we won't release it unless you pay us. So that was the money that was sent to Iran under the guise of a nuclear deal. There is no nuclear deal. This was blackmail. This was to cover up the biggest secrets in American history. Treason at the highest levels. Colluding with a foreign national government. Iran, the enemy, okay? The biggest enemy we have in this world. We talk about communist China and communist Russia. They're still communist, trust me. But we're talking about, Iran here. So I'm glad that this is coming out. I know the American people are desperate for the truth. There is so much, guys. It is irrefutable what is coming out. And if the media, I want to say, is not going to release this, which they will, the alternative media will very shortly. Once that breaks, we'll see what happens. But even if the media doesn't release it, this stuff is coming out. Far too many people have this information. I won't obviously mention their name for safety, but far too many people have copies of everything. It will come out. Everything.
As it should. As it should. Thank Anna. You know, we just got to keep on pressing and pressing. You know, something the government tries to tell you 2 + 2 = 5.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what? Yeah, that's it. 2 + 2 is 5. You know, and no, there's something wrong. You know, and what's going on in this country, taking down our statues and our history, and the Muslim Brotherhood that's inside here. This is crazy. You know, taking God out of the national anthem, people kneeling down on the flag. My son came home with that flag over his coffin. Are you kidding me? Like, it's 30 men died August 6, 2011, extortion 17. Without a doubt, everybody knows it was a setup, but nobody ever gets held accountable, and enough's enough. And that's why we need President Trump to. I gave him some of the paperwork. Even he looked at it. He was like, this. He has to keep the paperwork. He has to bring 10 other Gold Star families down with me, June 2017. But now when we call the Department of Justice, they answer the phone. They go, I say, are you looking into extortion 17? They go, we're looking into it. They whisper and hang up. Nobody gets held accountable. This is worse than treason.
This is worse than treason. That's why it's so amazing to see that this is all going viral. If we just have to keep riding the momentum and keep pushing and dropping and hoping it's going to open up an investigation. I mean, I'm a Christian. I'm a born again Christian. I have friends who are prophets that have told me years ago that you will see Hillary Clinton in trial. You will see it on TV. There's going to be justice that's going to come in this country. And honestly, I've become such a pessimist from seeing that it's so corrupt. It's absolutely so corrupt in the deepest places. And, you know, the deep state, thank God we have President Trump. He cannot do it alone. And I'm so thankful for these brave patriots who are coming forward, telling the truth. You know, the CIA whistleblower who's living in the Middle East right now, who's coming forward with all these documents and audio files, and he's got everything. I shared this before. He has done a lot of things that he regrets, and he wants to make right with God, with American people, and to let it out. He doesn't care, what happens to him, but keep him in prayer. Keep him in prayer. Everybody, keep the families in prayer. Keep, Benghazi whistleblower Nick No in prayer. Keep us all in prayer, because we need to thank and God bless these patriots for coming forward, and Charles Woods as well in prayer, and Charles Strange as well in prayer. So we bless you, Charles Strange. Thank you for coming on. And if there's anything else, you want released, feel free to send it my way. But is there anything else you wanted to say to the American people?
I just want to say thank you so much, Anna, for pressing the story. Hopefully we get someone held accountable. But Benghazi, the man pads, they talk about in the 1,364 pages I have about the trucks. And for people that don't know what a man pad, that's a heat-seeking missile. That means if you could be blind, God forbid, and shoot it up in the air, it's going to go wherever the heat is on the helicopter. And there's pictures in the 1,364 pages. I don't know if it's a man pad or not, but we've had people take a look, and there's pictures of a helicopter getting cut up that my son was in. Yeah, if it was blown up beyond recognition, why are men with sawzalls cutting the helicopter up? I mean, there's
it doesn't make sense, and they obviously didn't want to miss that helicopter with that missile. Man, it's mind blowing. I know there's so many people. I have some friends that are liberal. They're dumbfounded at what's going on. It's shocking to their system because the media has lied to them for so long. And, call it what you want, conspiracy or not. The truth is that it does not make sense, and they know it doesn't make sense. And there's something needs to happen. We need justice. Justice is coming in Jesus' name. Praying for you, Charles Strange. We're praying for your family. Thank you for coming forward, for obviously for your son and what's right. Make this, retweet this, guys, and any information that's coming out, send it to your friends. Follow Nick No. He's breaking a lot of stuff on his Twitter. Keep retweeting it. We need to hold them accountable. And the way that we do that is keep tagging President Trump, the administration, keep tagging, the media. They need to see that they need to talk about this, that this is not going away. Benghazi is not going away. SEAL Team 6 is not going away. This is not going away. We're not stopping. all of this is going to come out. They're going to have no choice but to talk about it. They won't be able to walk around outside because of the information that's going to come out, the absolute treason that has happened in this country. And let me tell you, Charles, I'm an immigrant. I was born in the Soviet Union. You know, my family brought me here when I was 4 years old. We came here for better opportunities. I can't tell you enough how grateful we are to be in this country and how sad it has been to see the levels of corruption that has been going on in America, the push of socialism in this country. We ran away from socialism, away from communism, and we love America. We love our American patriots. And there's nothing worse than seeing our own military men, our own heroes being left to die, being executed for secrets of high intelligence. And, you know, again, keep these families in prayers. This is the time, guys. We're not done yet. There is more to come. I also have breaking news. I will be interviewing CIA whistleblower Alan Perot very shortly. Very shortly. So
I would love to talk to him, man. I would love to talk to him.
I will connect you, sir. Absolutely.
Please.
Will connect you. He's getting some transcripts together. He's having a he's having a presentation. He's getting a presentation together. And he told me it's worth the wait. So we're waiting for him to get his stuff out, get his presentation ready. And then we're going to jump on a live interview with him and hopefully have him play something. Either show something, play something. You know, we have transcripts that we released, but how about if you guys hear a little bit of audio to see that we are not, well, he is not messing around. Charles Strange, I will connect you with him. Absolutely. I will send him your information.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Anna.
Amen. Well, we'll see you guys very soon. God bless everyone. Keep everyone in prayer. Here we go, guys. Here we go. God bless. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe for our channel.